All right, I got the YouTube up and ready to go. And now we're kind of looking at what's going on here. I've got one play I shorted, made about 20 points or so, and overall, and then we've got, or just open it up here right at R2 after a big Shrek. Nasdaq is 13,575. I'm using this green action to start closing out the PCSs. I've got some PCS that are under 4,000, so I'll be definitely taking advantage of that to close those babies out. So a little red candle here, nothing to shake a stick at, but everything on the list is exceptionally green, except for energy, of course, because oil has come off significantly in overnight hours. All right. So, thesis today is kind of figure out where the market's going to go here. We've got obviously a very, very strong pre-market with no significant pullback whatsoever since the market closed yesterday. Just up and up and up and up. It's oil is coming off here. That's pretty much where I'm sitting at. Financial sector's up 4%, XLY is up 3%, XLK is up 2.5%. Everything is up huge. Futures are up 2%, Nasdaq's up 2.5%. Very green overall. Taking a look at the global markets, they are up as well. UK is up 1.6. The German market's up 6.3%. It's just insane. Swiss market's up 3, and just everything is absolutely flying here. So gap commentary. So, you have to think of a gap, and they don't always get filled, although the chances of them filling are higher than them not filling. What happens here is that the futures, the ES trades overnight. You get this huge gap up at SPX. Obviously, they do have 24/5 trading now, but the big money doesn't trade until the market opens. So you've got the market opens, and you have this huge gap between the last session's close and this session's open. And you need to have some rebalancing of these positions, and that's what it is. A gap fill is a rebalancing of these positions. So you've got the big money coming in. They have to calculate their orders and rebalance and reposition, and it usually causes that selling action back down to a flat open, or at least to fill the gap before we go on onwards and upwards. All right, let me look a little bit here. So, so there's a whole bunch of literature, and that's kind of got me thinking today because we had a little conversation on gaps, and there's a whole bunch of literature, a whole bunch of YouTube content, a whole bunch of podcasts and articles about how many times the gap fills and what a gap fill actually looks like, but not actually what actually happens behind the scenes to cause a gap fill, or what actually what the processes are in terms of big money to make that happen. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to kind of get with Vet and put together some good stuff that because there's a high demand for it, and even doing on my little research, like there's very little content out there about what actually happens behind the scenes to make it actually gap fill, because it's not just a chart thing. It's not because, hey, there's a gap and needs a fill, because obviously that would be a little elementary. A little more to it, so we'll talk more about that. Right now we're chopping between R2 and R1 for 24.51. Thoughts on put selling yesterday in correlation to the market open today? What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, so VIX is down to 32.5. They spiked up their 35, 36, 37, so we had a very elevated VIX yesterday. I don't think, if there's one thing I could pretty much expect, is that the volatility is still going to maintain. Like I said, we've got CPI tomorrow. I think everybody and their mother is expecting bad CPI. I don't know how you couldn't expect bad CPI, but we always want to make sure we are patient until after the first candles of CPI, because CPI data rolls out, and if it's better or equal to expected, we might have some bullish action here. If it's met or worse, we might have an initial bullish reaction followed by a sell-off. So it's a little bit of shaking and baking around the CPI that we have to make sure we're playing, and I'll be highly looking forward to that. AM range is market open till 10:05. Afternoon range is the 12 or 1:30 to 14:05. Here, I'm going to delete that just because I don't want to confuse anybody. But here, I'll just post it in here. There you go. Am I considering another ES short if we touch pre-market highs again, 420, 42.65? I said, like I said, my thesis was to start shorting ES out of the gate, and then I will hedge with long calls, SPX calls. I haven't done that yet because this is crazy bullish action here, and I know there's a couple of news headlines floating around that could potentially be very bullish. I know Ukraine said they are ready for diplomatic talks. That doesn't mean Ukraine is about to keel over and surrender. That means they are ready for diplomatic talks, and of course anybody would. But diplomatic talks means Russia coming to the table as well with concessions, and they're not going to concede anything. So you have to read between the lines on what that actually means. But obviously we've got some very red action here. Bottom candle right there, wicked up. See that? So I'm just letting things shake out. I'll be looking at going short definitely if we hit R3. R3 correlates to yesterday's yesterday's session high. No. We'll have to have a discussion about that. You're a little confused about the actual about the range system, which we do talk about heavy about in Tier 4. I am limited about a couple of things there, but we'll have a discussion there about how to actually implement that, and we're going to talk more about that coming up in April as well as we kind of shift around the tiers, which I'll be making an announcement here either today or later this week about the new tier structure and a couple of different content and the reorganization of a couple of things. But yeah, basically we're going to implement a little bit more strategy when it comes to the ranges, because I think there is some confusion about what the ranges are and how to implement them. All right, so far, a little bit of pop, a little bit of red, and we're kind of finishing here right in the middle of where we opened. VIX is kind of chopping here, NASDAQ, and I'll be looking for the move one way or the other. Trying not to front run stuff. I know everyone's kind of, there's a lot of people bullish, there's a lot of people bearish, and kind of figuring out where we're going to go. But let's not front run, because front running can cost you in these moves. 70 to 100 point moves can cost you when you're front running. That's why I was saying I'm making sure I'm going to hedge positions. If I'm going to look to short ES, I'm going to hedge with SPX calls and then see where this thing goes. Haven't made any plate trades yet, though. Oh, yeah, we're not going to see VIX under 20 for a long time, Owen, for sure. There's so much volatility in the market right now, not to mention the options chain is absolutely charged. In addition, we still have inflation to deal with. We still have CPI data. We still have FOMCs to navigate the next 6 months. In addition, now we have Russia. There's no way we're going to see a VIX under 20 for at least 6 months, at least. Wickfest, that's right, baby cakes. That's right. And that is that person's screen name. That is not me being cheeky. Baby cakes. I'm not British. I don't even know if I use baby cakes, if I use cheeky correctly. But whatever. Oh, she's sitting behind me, so I had to make sure I told her. Have you been patient on trading, or did it take you a while to learn to wait? Oh, it took me a long time to be patient. Patience is a learned craft. That is not something I can just impart on you. Say, hey, be patient. You're like, oh, okay, I never thought of that. I'm patient now. It takes some time, and it takes experience. So, but that's part of my goals, is to sit here and talk you through patience and talk you through losing trades and winning trades, and figure out how to navigate these waters, because patience will pay off. And patience doesn't mean being inefficient. Patience doesn't mean sitting there and missing opportunities. Patience means waiting the chop. Don't enter a trade until you know it's a high conviction play. High conviction play. All right, so we got some top wicks here. The VIX is still holding. I don't see any clear trend right now. We are dead flat from the market open. I'm saying, I don't want to say this because I don't want to put my bias on you. Like, oh, I'm said to go short, so I went long, blah, blah, blah. Right now, I'm still looking at shorting ES and doing my still thesis here, but no plays yet. No plays. I'll let you know when I make a play. It's my wife's nickname, and yes, she is British. I see. I see. Is the SPY SPX conversion correct? I can't hear you. Yes, it is. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. I said that, but let me make sure. 42.44. Yeah, I mean that's right. The levels line up perfectly with the price action on both SPY and X. So yeah, those are right. Oh, it varies. I mean, I've seen it as high as 25, so it varies. I've seen it as low as 2, and I've seen it as high as 25. It all depends on the market and just the way the price action shakes out. That's why I recalculate it every day. I used to just do a flat rate of 10, but then I noticed there were some fluctuations, and then I used to calculate it weekly, and now I calculate it daily to be as accurate as possible. So it's correct. Hey, a little bit of green. Well, well, well. Just signing on and seeing the Dave Chappelle reference. I'm glad somebody caught that. That's an old reference. I didn't think anybody was going to grab that. Do I like using the volume profile? Yes, I do. Man, look at that top wick. Ah, crazy. Yes, I do. I love the volume profile. You don't see it here because I use the volume profile when I'm calculating my levels. Yes, the POC dynamically adjusts, but once I figure out how to put them in the SR levels, that's pretty much it. I still have it up on my personal charts. Unfortunately, I'm limited to what I can show here because a lot of people don't have the full plan of TradingView, so they can't get the SR levels if I include all the other stuff. Does Mrs. OM trade? She's learning how to trade. I'm currently teaching her, so she'll be more of a presence in the channel here in the upcoming months. Do you think I should stay in my gold trade? I personally don't trade gold. I don't. Man, look at that top wick. No bueno. Big green candle with a top wick and a flush red. That usually is an indication of a downside, reversal downside, and that's what I'll be looking for. Is holding calls or puts overnight always gambling? No, it's not always gambling. Me personally, these market conditions are a little too crazy for me to be holding positions overnight. I mean, we are literally having 100-point moves in hours up and down. Look at yesterday. Look at the day before. Yesterday we had 120 up, 70 down, 50 back up. It's insane. And now 120 back up. It's ridiculous. So if you're wrong, you're going to be wrong in a very large manner. Yeah, I mean, all through 2020, 2021, that's all it was. Hold overnight. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, obviously we all know what happened. But yeah, that was holding overnight, and then conditions changed. Conditions changed, and then that didn't become quite as profitable. So I elected to do this. Tough trading for a 7-year-old rookie. Hey, you're never too old. You're never too young. Let's do it. Our spreads are better play when we are in a range day. When we're on a range day, yes. When the VIX is over 30, I'm very careful on spreads. Very, very delicate. I have the paid version of TV and adjust the SR lines manually. Yep, you could do that. That's what I used to do, but I've got so much going on that every little second counts for efficiency. So I use buy blah blah's indicator to throw on my levels. Interesting over under. So if you are a tier 2 member, I threw a comment there in the tier 2 room about kind of what my thesis is for these plays. So I'll be looking at closing out these PCSs shortly, and I do think we are in. I mean, this does. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know. There are some headlines that brought us up here. I don't see any resolution for this until I see Russia literally backing off Ukraine. I'm not going to play that upside headline. I think it's a bunch of nonsense. We're flipping headlines back and forth, and people read into it. And now Ukraine looks for diplomacy. Yeah, of course they do, but that's not going to mean they're going to get it. So who knows? If VIX comes back to 38, do you think it's a good idea to buy calls and put at the same time? Depends when and where. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of dynamics to that question. Unfortunately, there's not a good answer. It all depends. I don't like to buy. I mean, you're talking about a straddle. I don't like to buy straddles when the VIX is that high because you're looking at IV credit. You're fighting an uphill battle when you take a straddle when IV is that high, because you need the only way to really make good money on that is more downside after that. Because if you get considerable upside, IV crush is going to destroy your upside position. So then you're going to be you're on an uphill battle. You're like the salmon swimming upstream. Right now, I'm on the 3-minute. I trade 3, 5, 15, 30, 60, all the way up to 60. It's coming up on 9:50. We got about 15 minutes. Right now, we are dead flat from open. Dead flat from open. Is there some news or data coming today? Not today. Tomorrow we've got CPI. But nothing today. We did have a headline that, the diplomacy stuff. And we had the oil headline. Oil headline was the reason why oil is coming off is because we found magically a little higher inventory than expected. I think 2.8 million barrels of inventory higher than expected or something like that. Someone double check that data point. But yeah, just inventory is a little higher, which allows for a little bit more supply. Which obviously, if supply and demand, higher supply leads to lower prices. Do I monitor options flow? Yes. Not with, I use that with level 2 data, so I guess you can call it that. I do monitor flow with Titan flow as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you're growing your account and take profits out to buy a Mopar Hellcat paid in full while still growing, is that poor form? I don't know what a Mopar Hellcat is. Is that a vehicle? Me personally, unless you're worth about, unless you are debt free and you have 7 figures net worth, I would not be taking profits out to go buy a vehicle. Me personally, that's just me though. I am an entrepreneur at heart. I'm an investor at heart. I'm very strong into personal finance. I don't care about vehicles. Me personally, I like my truck. Don't get me wrong. I love my Toyota Tundra. I really want the new Tundra, but I am not going to reduce my investing potential to go buy a vehicle. I don't care if it's a frickin' Bugatti. Nope, I'm a Toyota guy. I'm not a Ford guy. I had a Ford prior to my Toyota Tundra. I had a 2002 F-150 that I loved, but I had never driven a Tundra before that. Once I drove a Tundra, and after that, I test drove all the vehicles. I test drove a Nissan, I test drove GMC, I test drove Toyota, I test drove everything. And the Tundra, by far, blew everything away. It blew it all away. The Ford sounded like a moped starting up next to that Tundra. So, all right. So, looking at R2, R1, looking for a play here. No plays just yet. We got a little barcode smashed right in between our 2 R levels. VIX is spiking up here. However, got a red candle. Got to get you a Cybertruck. I was on the Cybertruck waiting list. Reduced it. Took it off though. I'm a parts guy at a Toyota dealership. Good call on the Tundra. Nice blind cycle. I like it. Hey, how they doing with the new hybrid engines? Someone on the inside. I heard they're not doing so hot. Heard the superchargers are going out already on them, or the chargers on them, whatever. I just joined today. Really appreciate your work. Do you think it's a good idea to hold my put? I got yesterday low for. That's a hard question, JKK. I would not hold through that big of a loss, me personally. That's not to say we won't come back down. The volatility is still high enough. We could smash. Like I said, I still think we are on the precipice of putting in new lows in the next 2-3 weeks. Not today. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But that's on you. Just make sure you are. I wouldn't. Don't let it get out of hand. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you're positioning yourself properly. All right. So red candles back down to the bottom of the AM range. We are 10 minutes until the market to the open. AM range is set. If you like the Tundra, you might like the Lexus GX. Yeah, I'm never buying a Lexus. Red candles. Oof. All right. Watch out now. S1 strong. NASDAQ new lows. VIX popping up 3310. Booyah. 444. So that was a little dollar and a half candle right there. When I buy a vehicle, I not only want the entry cost, which is obviously the purchase price, but I want the maintenance cost. I don't want to spend $150 on a freaking oil change. And I want to be able to change the oil myself. All right, down to S1, starting to look a little feisty here. Careful off S1 here. Look at that candle. Oof. Interesting candle. What are we doing right there? Okay. (2018) blind cycle. 2018. I have the 18 SR5 Crewmax. But it's got all the I did all the custom upgrades. Like I bought an SR5 because the freaking dealership charges you an arm and a leg for all the upgrades and all the TRD upgrades. So I just bought an SR5 and I did all the upgrades I wanted myself. The color match, did all myself. Put a lift on it, all myself. No, there is. I got to take it in. I got the notification for recall on that. All right, so S1. We got 10 minutes of the morning range to set. I've got the what's it called? Quicksand. I got quicksand color. Due to the high bump overnight, is it that a true reading on the AM lows? Yeah, it is. Right now, I'm trying to figure out what we're going to go from here. I'm not taking any of the trades because this is pretty high volatility. We're making some pretty big moves quickly. So I'm just going to kind of let this day play out. With this volatility, there's plenty of moves to be made. I want to be on the right side of a good trend. If I do get the new Tundra, which I'm not, but if I ever did, I would get the Army Green. I love it. Yep, I'm from the United States. I am southeastern United States. All right. So if we are looking at contracts here, let's take a look at SPX. I'm going to bring up SPX options chain. Let's bring in the broker. Man, I love these PCS. They're doing so good. I know, people call me chicken, and they think I'm too conservative playing spreads. But guess what? I just made about $6 worth of premium on PCSs, and I didn't clench once. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, so SPX contracts. Let's take a look at. We'll start out. Yeah, sure. We'll start out with March 9th contracts. Why not? 42.50s and 42.30s. How about that? 42.50, 42.30. If you're doing SPY, let's try 423, 425. You know how you catch a big trend? You know how? You're patient. You're very patient. You know what the worst thing in the world is? The worst thing in the world is being wrong on the wrong side of a trend, and now instead of capturing the trend, you are fighting a losing position. It's the worst feeling in the world. If you're like if we have a 50 to 70 point upwards bull trend, but you're in a short position or puts, it's awful. So then you not only you have to manage the loss, you have to manage your emotions, you close out the trade, and then you have to figure out an entry point to go up, and then you think, well, I'm going to flip my thesis now, and the second I do, it's going to reverse. So I'm being very patient here. If we do break out to, if SPX breaks out to 42.70, I want to be on the right side of that trade. So that's why I'm being a little patient here. Off of S1. Trend is your friend. Do I think the gap will be filled? It doesn't always. It doesn't always. That's a pretty dang big gap, and there's a lot of bullishness right here. I don't see us filling the gap right now. You never know. But with this price action, that's a big old gap to fill. I don't know if it'll be filled today. No, they are not. They are not. I am more profitable since I became more patient and stopped over trading. There you go. Forget buying the new Tundra. Buy that kit plane to come join us. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I'm telling you, the day's coming. I want that kit plane. Yeah, I'm not even going to consider buying a new vehicle for a long time. I'm not a new vehicle kind of guy. Plus, anytime, they come out with a new drivetrain, new engine, they got to figure that stuff out. As awesome as Toyota is, they're going to have to figure that stuff out. Do you have any hobbies? Yeah, I got a bunch of hobbies. Obviously I'm a family man, love playing with the family, kids, wife. Woodworking, big woodworker. At least I was prior to this crazy volatility in the market. This pretty much consumes all my time now. Fitness, love fitness. Firearms, weapons, flying, of course. Yeah, I would figure that. I'm a pilot, definitely. Well, I am a pilot, absolutely. Surprised you guys knew that. We haven't talked about that in forever. Skiing, yeah. My wife just reminded me. Skiing, one of our favorite things in the world to do is ski. That's right, the 4 F's, baby. The 4 F's. Faith, family, fitness, finance. Yeah, I do fly civilian aircraft, definitely. Cessnas and Pipers, that's what pretty much around here. I want a Kit Fox, but yeah. Yeah, what is that, 6 F's? There's a whole bunch of F's. All right, so we are right back to dead open, right under R1. Just waiting for another play here, or a play. I have one play this morning. What are those lines in the S&P? That is the morning range. Our morning session range that we play off of. It's set actually here in 5 minutes, and it's a range on which we make decisions and play on the direction of the market. Learning to fly down a Piper Cub, nice. More right rudder. Yeah, that big old rudder in the back, man. Full power right rudder. I will say, full transparency, I did buy the Tundra new because I was in San Antonio, Texas. My radiator was blowing on my 2002 F-150, and I needed a new vehicle. And I hated doing it. But I looked around, and all the used Tundras were the exact same price as new Tundras. So I was like, heck yeah. Plus, with my military discounts, I'm buying the Tundra. I bought it new. So, all right, so we got some green coming up again off of S1, right to the top of the range. A little dollar, dollar and a half movement. All right, what do we got? Ooh, 4,300. Interesting. Interesting data. Spent a lot of time in San Antonio. No, I'm not from there. I spent a lot of time there, trained. Obviously for basic training and then for pilot training because I'm a pilot. So flew T6s there. I'm from there too. Nice. What causes option spread prices on SPY is just volume. Yes. Volume liquidity right there. Prior and listed, a firm. Do I off-road my Tundra? I don't go mudding in it, if that's what they said. I'm reading comments off of YouTube as well. All right, so here got some green. Watch the breakout the top here. I'm going to bring up long futures just in case we break out the top. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play some options. Let's go back to options here. I'm going to go with 4270 March 9th contracts if we break out the top. Be ready. What's crazy now is I could sell my Tundra now for almost as much what I paid for it 4 years ago. That's what's crazy. Big red candle on the VIX. So that's the biggest red candle I've seen on the VIX in quite a while. So I'm going to be looking to go on long here. I think we might break out. $42.70s, March 9th, $42.70s. I just watched them go from 15 to 19 in about a second. Is the top of the range. Yeah. What is that? That's about right. Looks about right. 426.13. That's what I got. I've been in a call since S1. Nice, Ngolo. Well done. Well done. Yeah, that is a beautiful aircraft. Motion blur. Beautiful aircraft. If I had Elon Musk money, I would buy and repurpose or rebuild a P-51 Mustang and a B-17. Those are my two favorite aircraft. I would pay the manufacturers to go back to their World War II plans and completely rebuild a brand new aircraft with modern avionics. All right, so here we are. Range is set here in about 60 seconds. We have some big red followed by a big green to the top of the range. To hollow out the top, we have a big red candle on the VIX. Crazy volatility so far. Big down, big up, buying back up, and VIX right back down to their little lows there. About 6 years. About 6 years, Jay. Glad I didn't take the short trade. You and me both. Volume still good? Ricardo said he's having some issues. All right, let me take a look at a few things here. Man, what a move. What a move. Can y'all still hear me? The volume's still good there in the Discord? All right, good, good. Yes, Angel. You're very welcome, Joel. Joel. Yeah, so that's the next step. After we got 10:05, the next on the docket is going to be European close, which is 11:30 Eastern. You should see the mustache wax collection. Nice. This is Mustache March, so a lot of military personnel, or at least pilot personnel, are growing mustaches this month. All right, so I'm really focusing on the VIX here. The VIX, very, very large red candle. Coming right down to mid to low 32s. And now looking at where we come up. Right now we're still holding that top of the range, which is right at pre-market highs, which is getting closer and closer to yesterday's highs. If we pop above that R3, it'll be a decent point to look at managing positions. No, those weren't at the end. I think those were tank busters. All right, well, we got some green here. We got some green. So ES is currently at 4260, popping up a little bit above that. SPX 4260. Watching that NASDAQ. Let's take a look around here. What's XLF doing? XLF hanging out right in the middle of their range. Energy's up. XLV, XLK all up. Google's up 3%, 26.17. A lot of craziness. What are the bonds doing? Bonds are spiking up here. Oh, now we're flat. Never mind. Disregard. Hey, TNX, the rates popped from 1.8-ish to mid 1.9s. Yeah, so it was, if you heard me talking yesterday, it was a little it's a little interesting how in the past 2.5 years, Discord has had two major outages. One in January and one yesterday, and both times the market sold off considerably exactly when the outage went out. Now, obviously, it's not just Discord that went down. There was a whole infrastructure that went down. A lot of different systems went down. Some could speculate that it was Russia who took us down. And the market sold off. So the first thing I did when I saw Discord go out, I went to the Discord status page, and I saw that was turning into a major, like they confirmed it as a major outage. So I started looking for downside, and I shorted. I went short at 41.72, and played it all the way down, or 42.72, wherever we were, and shorted it all the way down. Interesting. I'll give you my cell phone number. You can call me during the outage. Well, to make sure you're following me on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, or if you're not following me there, make sure you do, because I immediately, when I saw that go down, I immediately switched over to Twitter and I started posting there. I'm considering doing Telegram as a backup. I will only use that in the event that we get a backup. It would be hard to kind of maintain another community though, but you never know. You never know when we'll need it. Never used Telegram, but someone said to try it. An OM group text. Yep, I thought about a MySpace too. Get a MySpace going, an OM MySpace. That'd be good. Did I just see what I thought I just saw pop up? I better not have seen that. Let me go out. Let me go out to my tool shed and go get the band hammer. I'm WSB famous now. I doubt that. I doubt that. I don't think they've ever. I don't think the options millionaire has ever been mentioned in WSB. So they're too much YOLO. You could very well be right, Sample. Uh, there's a lot of data going on, which made me really patient today. VIX is at the very bottom here. We're at the top of the range. Bar coding. I actually found you through WSB. Interesting. I wonder how. I saved you. I'm glad. I'm glad you're here, Z Brenny. All right, so the futures are hanging out here at 42.60. We're kind of in no man's land right there, as well as SPY. We're kind of just hovering out a little bit above R2. We're not kind of the pre-market high or yesterday's highs. We're not. We're just under pre-market highs. So we're kind of in no man's land here. And I'm just really looking to jump on the next move. That's what I'm really focusing on. Any thoughts on SPY leaps 1 year out? I would not take those. I still think at some point in the near future, SPX will blow through 4,000. I still think that. It could be a couple of weeks. It could be a month or two. But I don't think we've seen lows yet. There's too much going on here. Wait till gas blows through $5 a gallon and watch what happens. Hey, green candle. Holy smokes. I just missed a fill on some calls. I'm going with the 4270 calls, but I just missed a fill. I just tried to get into 18 something. They just popped at 20, 21. And holy crap. See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that top wick. Breakout top wick. Now, if this candle closes green, we might flush. Oof. Oof. All right, hold on. That was a stop loss right there to take us lower. That was a stop loss hunt to take us lower. Wow. Watch this close red. Watch this close red. What's up, Joel? All right, bottom wick candle or bottom fill red candle here. Interesting price action. That got smashed right there. Boom. So what do? We plastered up yesterday, almost. We didn't quite get there. We're still about $1 off yesterday's highs. But that was a very strong, quick candle. Immediately smashed top wicked red fill to the bottom. We're below the 8 EMA now. The VIX bounced. NASDAQ's coming off. What's XLF doing? XLF is red and coming off as well. So when I see that type of action, I think downside or the other way around. If it bottom wick to the bottom, I would think upside. But here, this is indicative of coming down to the bottom of the range here. So we'll see if we could figure out a position. Shorted at 40. Oh, nice. That SPY guy. Well done. Yeah, yesterday it hit 419 where I live. 419. Highest I've ever seen it. Even back when, it happened about 10 years ago. I've got futures up right now to short them if we break below this candle, so be ready. That's what I'm looking at. I'm talking about regular unleaded. Regular. Just good old 85. 419. Which, if anyone lives in the southeast, you know that's insane. 419 for 85 is crazy. All right, so that red candle was bought up and turned flip green. All right, so back to calls. Now we might move higher. 4270 calls up and ready. When I start to do this kind of crap, I get very antsy. I get very, very sus because when I'm flipping back and forth between short positions and long positions, that tells me there's not a clear direction in the market here, or things are just very volatile. When that happens, I start reducing position sizes. This is like the third time I've now flipped back and forth between long and short. So I'm going to let this thing break out. If it breaks out, cool. If it breaks down, even better. It could be 87. I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. 85 or 87. Whatever. Do you trade the same stocks you scan for opportunity? I only trade SPY, SPX, and futures. ES futures. That's it. I've limited my scope so I could refine the price action on these and learn these. I used to trade everything, but now it's just these couple of things. There you go. Look, huge top wick right there on that green candle. Just hanging out, baby. What do you consider to breakout there? $2. Yeah, I mean you're absolutely right, Slip Clutch. So what I'm looking for here, I will consider a breakout over R3. I'll try to scalp long between here and R3, but a breakout over R3 is when we'll trend up, breakout. That'll breach not only R3, but breach yesterday's highs. So that I'll consider, all right, we're bullish uptrend. Right now, it's so, I mean, look at these freaking wicks. It's ridiculous. I got lucky and didn't get filled and get smashed, which I would have been fine now. It came back up. But you got to be careful because these wicks are crazy. Do you already have orders ready and saved or ready to go? It depends. In this environment, I don't have any open orders. I've got the order form up, and I've got everything I want to buy in place. All I got to do is enter, and I'm in. But in these volatile conditions, I don't leave open buy orders. Overnight, I'll do that stuff. If the price action is pretty predictable, I'll leave open buy orders. For example, if I think, for example, we're going to reject 42 or 43.50 or 42.70, I'll put in a short order, leave it open at 42.70 and just set it there. But here I'm not going to do that because it's a little volatile. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Oh man. I'm trying to find a monitor 4 to 6 o'clock today and get very tight. Yeah, absolutely. You spend all your day charting. You do setups. You're trying to figure out what things are doing, and all the different news events that are correlated, the earnings events, all that crap. So yeah, it's tiring for sure. All right, we got a bottom wick on the Nasdaq again, and we got another building hammer there on this. I'm gonna come down there. Still looking at the 4270 calls. I'm about ready to take a call here because this looks like it wants to break up. VIX is at the bottom of its range. We have a bottom wick on Nasdaq, bottom wick on SPY. Things are looking a little bullish. We might break out to at least yesterday's highs, but that's what I'm looking for. What I may do is go ahead and enter calls and then immediately bring up ES shorts so I could enter an ES short if we reject. That way you can kind of freeze your losses. Kind of what we talked about yesterday, and then adjust from there. But when the market's this volatile, you got to play on your toes. Do you have a Discord where you can hear you in voice? Yep. In fact, we're on there right now. Yep. I stream every day in the Discord Monday through Friday, voice stream, and I stream on YouTube Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But the YouTube's got the video, the Discord does not, so that's the difference. But at the same time, Discord doesn't have any delay. It's instant. All right, Nasdaq forming highs here. Yeah, you always forgot I'm on YouTube. Yeah, I do both. I do both. What Discord channel are you in? I talk and type in the trading room, and then if you go to the bottom left of the voice channels, the Patreon stream channel. That's where I'm actually doing the voice stream there. NQ. MQ is that ticker I'm following. I mean, heck, we could have a range day going into tomorrow. With tomorrow being CPI data, that could be just a little potential for weight. The top wick the top wick is bearish until you get that Shrek that just smashes it up, that crazy back and forth adjusting. Yeah. All right, a little bit of green, a little bit of green. Do I use VPA a lot? Yes, I do. And everything I do is all VPA price analysis based. And we are just barcoding right here at the top of this range, just hanging out. Top wick there. VIX is at the bottom. Could be an inbound reversal on the VIX. I would really focus on the VIX here. If we start to come off, we will start flushing R3. If we do bounce, then we'll come on down. So watch that VIX right here. The day trade feels no bueno, most likely. So a little bit of volatility here. And now here's another red candle. On stream, I can't hear OM. No good, no good. Hey, look at that red candle. Little candleroni. Little red candleroni. What's the yellow line on my VIX chart? That's just a prior pivot. Pivot. That's a prior pivot. Hey, big green candle off of that prior low. And in fact, I'm going to move this down to about right here. That's what I'm going to be aware of on that. I have a ton of DMs from people interested in discussing real estate, which I absolutely love. I will be getting back to you today to go over to kind of talk to you. I obviously want to make sure you know what you're talking about. I'm sure most of you do, but yeah. So like I said yesterday, I'm going to be looking at bringing on some real estate experts to go over to do a podcast, kind of go over how to invest, best practices, pros, cons, etc. But lessons learned to bring you all some more value on how to learn real estate investing. All right, 8 EMA is starting to round over here, and we got some red on the NASDAQ. We'll see where we're going to go. I'm not going to take a trade unless we move off this level. Yep, that is the best way to invest in real estate for sure. That is the best way. How should I be investing as a retired person? Uh, it depends. I mean, obviously it depends. It depends on your current situation, your personal finance, how much debt you've got, how much liquid assets you have, liquid cash you have, your investing experience, that type of thing. A whole bunch of different stuff. You don't want to get stuff in too risky that's going to be adjusted by market fluctuations depending on where you are in your retirement life. But definitely you want to look at income generation more than growth. And that's kind of where I've pivoted with my mom. I've had the conversation with my mom. She's in retirement. She's got her assets. She's got her personal finance set up and ready to go. So with her, I'm focusing on income generation instead of growth. Do you think World War III will be the last modern war? If it's a true World War III, yes, I do. Is there any big differences between Tier 1 and Tier 2? I'm looking to join, but don't see much difference. Tier 2 is theta. Tier 1 is long options. Option buying, puts, calls. Options 2, we do a little bit more in depth. We're doing, we're writing premium. We're trading spreads, PCSs, CCSs, that sort of thing. I will tell you, though, that there's going to be a little revamping with the tiers coming April 1st. So we're going to do a little consolidating. I said that wrong. We're going to do a little consolidating. We're going to do a little organization and try to streamline the tiers a little bit better because we're trying to adapt to focus on the growth. We have a lot of growth this past month, and I think we need to focus on consolidating and organizing to better produce a product for you all that you can consume a little bit easier. Right now, there's a lot of information spread out a lot of different places, and when new people come in with this many people, there's a lot of questions and ambiguity on where to start. So April 1st, just be looking for a little bit of consolidation. I'll announce that a little more in detail coming up the next few days. If you want to take a look at the Patreon link down in the description of the YouTube video. Yeah, we're still going to do some sort of account challenge. Yep, it's going to be. I will tell you, it's not going to be as aggressive as most people, especially when we are on the precipice of a recession, I believe. So it's not going to be 1 million, 1,000, 1 million. It's going to be a little more organized, a little more responsible than that. But yeah, we are going to have an account challenge together. Tier 4 is worth it for the laughs alone. Yeah, Ved is a very awesome dude. He's a very fun guy. So, yeah, I wonder if his parents were mushrooms because he's a fun guy. and, and I'm out. and I'll see myself out. I'll see myself out. I'm gonna go put on my white New Balances now. Jabroni. Yeah, the knee high socks too. Babe, why are you handing me divorce papers? What is this? Jeez Louise. All right, so we are barcoding dead flat, man. This is crazy action. Not really any great movement so far. But all right, where do we think we're going? Where are we going? We're just above R2 here. The VIX is now red. If it drops down here, we are going to spike. You're probably right, Trey. Now let's not get hung up on breakouts and think about not forget about a possible range day scenario. Very well could happen. We'll see. Watch the VIX. Like I said, we break below this little pivot here on the VIX and try to drop down to 32.20 and lower. We'll go higher. If VIX bounces, we'll look at retracing back down to the bottom of the AM range. Let's see. Somebody said big green on Microsoft. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Yep. So Microsoft breaking out. Apple's not. Amazon's in the middle. Tesla breaking out as well. So Tesla at Microsoft, both high. Google's selling off. And Facebook is just chugging out the top. If I had to place my money on a particular short-term play, it looks like it's going to pop higher. However, I'm not placing a trade on that. It just kind of the way things are setting up. We're holding the top of the range. VIX is slowly creeping, and it looks like we going blast. We'll see. We'll see. VIX new lows. Watch out now. Watch out now. I've got 4270 calls up and ready. What's Microsoft doing? Is they having any follow through? Nope, they went red. They went red. If VIX starts coming off, people, we are going to go. We are going to go. There it is. Boom. I'm in. What's it going to do? We're going to get follow through? We're going to get follow through? Oh, it's going to really come back down. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to hang on to this one. VIX is coming off hard. I think we're going. And so we tried another breakout there. The VIX is coming off hard here, so I'm not convinced that we're going to reverse. We're going to see. Market back to regular scheduling programming. Yes. I'll go ahead and post this for posterity. Bam. 394270 calls. Fill. $17.05. All right, so we had a nice bottom wick green candle come all the way up to the top of the range. We had the VIX come off there, which is a different move. That's why I took these calls. I'm still holding these calls. As long as we see these bottom wicks on the 8, I'm going to hang on these calls. I'm down, 2%, 3% on these? We'll see. We'll see. Time to fly. Yeah, buddy. I think this looks like it's going up. Look, another down candle here on the VIX. We're filling out the bottom wick here on the SPY. And there we go. Look, I'm back now. I'm green 6%. So we're good to go. Let's see if we can hold this. I think the reason why I'm taking this play, if we breach upwards, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Take out. Now I'll be looking at reducing position or scaling out at R3. I'm not gonna get crazy over R3 there. Phil always gets his cut. Look at VIX. We're going higher, people. Watch VIX coming off. We're about to blast. I'm telling you. All right, let's see what happens here. Still holding calls. Got flagged as a pattern day trader a few weeks ago because the count was under 25. As a way to get around this without adding the extra liquidity. Futures. You could switch brokers. But once you get flagged, it's hard to navigate that. You go back to cash, yeah. You can go back to cash for sure, if that's something you want to do. Are we set to break the AM range top? I am putting my money on. I'm still holding these calls, 4270s. I think we're going to break high. The way the VIX is coming off here, I think we're going to break higher. But there's a little resistance there. But we are trending upwards here. I'm willing to put on the risk of a loss. What's going to happen? What all happen here? Like I said, if things still start breaking down, the first thing I'll do is throw in a scalp on ES short. And then see if I can get continuation of that. Once that happens and I see the price action adjusting, then I'll go and close out the calls. But for now, I'm still thinking we're going to go at least to R3. That's what I'm looking for. I'll be looking to close out these calls at R3. I'm not looking for a trend up day. I'm looking for take positions off at R3. That's my thesis. We are above the AM range, but I wouldn't consider it broken yet. Like, I want to really see this candle take out highs. VIX new lows again, so VIX is coming off. We are going to go up here as long as the VIX pattern holds. We're going to go higher. I've implied volatility is going to come off here. We actually have a potential to start really going higher aggressively if the VIX comes off this much. So, all right, now we have a green candle on the VIX, so careful. Just make sure. I'm still going to hold these positions here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I'm not going to put a stop on these yet because these are zeros. They could change aggressively, but I've got my sell order up and ready to go on the calls, so I'll exit these quickly if I start to see a incorrect thesis form. Trailing stop losses at break even. Nice. That's a good strategy too. Definitely. All right, let's take a look here. XLF. Red candle on XLF. E's up. Y. Green. Red on V. Red on XLK. What's Microsoft doing? Microsoft selling off that green candle. And some red here. There. Red candle back down to the 8. Still holding. Still holding this trend. Not looking good though. All right, Nasdaq's green, SPY's red, VIX is green with a bottom wick. I'm going to switch to the 5-minute real quick. All right, 5-minute is a little uncertain. We keep flipping. This red candle on the 5 keeps flipping back and forth. There's a little green, not much, a little green forming. Let's go to the 15. Bottom wick on the 15. Let's go to the 30. Looking like the same. So bullish trend on the longer time frames, but it can't hold any strength. That's the problem here. So I'm going to give this a few more potatoes, and we'll take these off. $340 people watching. If you wouldn't mind, hit that like button for me on the YouTube channel. Helps us get a little more visibility. Appreciate that. The candles are getting smaller and tighter, trending upwards. Higher highs, higher lows. We're above the AM range off the 8 EMA. All it takes is one candle. I bet you watch. When it does break out, one candle it'll touch R3. One candle. If it does break out, one candle will touch R3 once it goes. And breakdown. All right, we're at the R. Now we're at the 8. Now we're at the 8. VIX is green. Man, it's still holding this trend line though. It's still holding the upward trend. Boom. Hey, thanks. Good stuff. Yeah, appreciate the likes there on that video. Just helps the account, helps the YouTube grow a little bit, get some visibility. All right, this candle will pretty much be my decision point on whether or not to hold this position. So, we'll see. Currently down 2.9% on these. Do I have the seconds option? You talking about like if I want to do you do the seconds chart? I think there is there. I will not even consider using that though. Let's see. 1 second chart. Holy smokes. I've never even looked at this option before. Yeah, I'm good. You know, that just gives me a heart attack looking at that. I'm good. No thanks. All right, so we got a little green candle. Now flush down to red. All right, so what I'm going to do is bring up futures, and I'm going to bring up a sell order to short futures in the event that we start breaking down here, or at least scalping them down to R2. Because in the event I want to maintain my call position, I can't. Well, I guess I could do that. I could trade puts as well, but I want to be able to have the liquidity to come in and out of futures to trade that and then maintain my call position. Let's see. Yeah, Euro finishes in 45 minutes. That's the next timeline we're on the heads up on. How much time should you put into investing in a strategy or learning a strategy? Well, that's up to you. As with all things, the more time and effort you put into things, the better outcome you're going to have. So day trading is not something where you can kind of just, kick your feet up and take 10 minutes and all of a sudden you're a pro trader. It just doesn't work that way. The more time you put in, the more you'll learn. And remember, market tuition is not tuition if you don't learn from it. It's just losing if you don't learn from it. All right. So what I'm going to do is put in a stop loss for these positions for the calls, because I don't want, if it does get a nice red candle, I don't want to get blown out. So I'm going to put in a stop loss, stop limit here. And what's 20% of that? I'll put risk 20%. Nah, that's too much. Let's do 18%. Cut it in the middle. All right, we got a little green here. A little green. 1705.82. That's 13.9. We'll call it even 14. Let's do 14.10. I'll put in a stop order for 14.10. That'll be about 15%, give or take. Let's do 14. 14.5. I'll do 14.5. Stop price of 14.5 set on these positions, just in case we get blown out. All right. Set, ready to go. We got a little green here coming off that trend line. That's very important for me to hold for my thesis. Top wick again, though, so we can't break out of that AM range. We can't break out of it. Now, since I've been holding the 0DT position so much, now I need to start thinking about decay. The longer I hold a 0DT position, the more decay I'm going to face. So I really need to see a move here in the next 15, 20 minutes, if I last that long, for me to consider holding this position in the long term. First time here, very good. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. How long did it take you to become profitable? About 3 years. Hey, nice green candle. They're really fine. Yeah, they are, Steven. They are. I definitely need tier 4 with the type of trades I've been taking. I feel you. All right, here we go. Lower on the VIX. We got some nice, healthy green candles here. I'm up 8% on the calls. We'll see if we can hit R3. R3 will probably be about a 20-25% trade, roughly, if I'm just pulling a number out of my butt. Out of my hat. Sorry. I know there's kids listening. Got a little crazy there for a sec. Made 80 bucks in the upper trend. Nice. Top wick. I'm not perfect, Chris. I'm not perfect. Position size, freedom. Position size. I learned that this is not gambling. Because here's the deal. Uh, if you treat this like a casino and you do 100% position sizes, you could do amazingly well for 3 weeks in a row. 100%, 100%, bam, 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 bam. Oh, this is awesome. I've grown a $3,000 account to a $40,000 account. This is amazing. But then, one trade, and it's all gone. Two trades. Because you will 100%, you will go on a losing streak. Everybody does. And if you go on a losing streak with using 80 to 90 to 100% of your position size, you will lose everything. I promise you. And it's not because you're a bad trader. It's because you are over positioning yourself. You're overextending yourself, overexposing yourself. All right. Oh, can we get new highs? Man, this thing is not moving. It's amazing when I've got a 0 DT position and I can't get more than 10% 10% on it. It's just bleh. All right. Well, I'm going to bring up my order form here. I'm up 10.4, now 9.9. A few more potatoes and I'm closing position. A few more potatoes. Sold a put credit spread. Be careful. I tell you, there is a great freedom in knowing that when you look at that, another freaking top wick. There's a great freedom in knowing that when you start using proper position sizes, there's not one single day that can blow you out. Not one single day will blow you out. I'm not taking a PCS. Look at this. All right, now I'm down 3%. Nice Gandalf, well done. I bet I'm about to get stopped. Watch this. I'm about to get stopped now. There it goes. There it goes. Look at that. I just went from plus 11 to down 12. That's what I get. That's what I get. Big green candle on the VIX. I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Now I'm just holding on for dear life, and that's not me. All right, cancel. Hey, a little green. A little relief. And another green candle. What is going on here? All right. Came down to what, 1470, and now we're back in big green. What is going on? What is stop loss hunt? That's what that was. If this goes higher, you know what that is. Stopped us all out. Yep. Yep. Look at that. Even stronger top wick candle there. Look at that. I'm back up to point green 3-4%. Keeping my stops tight. I'm not touching any of this. All right, I'm closing this crap out. I'm closing this crap out. 1750, 1740, 1760. Bam, I'm out. 1750. I am out. I'm not dealing with that crap anymore. I don't want to do all that. If we break out again, I'll re-enter. But I don't want to. That big flush candle, I don't want to take chances. This price action is very wonky. I didn't lose money. That's all that matters. What is going on out there? We're going to move here. We're going to move one way or the other. You're very right, Eric. It's the calm before the storm. I would rather let the move be made and then jump in. So that's my thinking here. I made my speculation play. I guess you could call a few cents gain a win, whatever. But I would rather be late to a trend than early to a reversal. So how come you did not wait for SPY to break out of its range and trade calls? Because I was at the time I entered, I played the flush of the VIX. The VIX flushed down, came off. We had a small green candle form in SPY, so I took a breakout play there. Unfortunately, we're at a very crucial zone right now. It didn't get the move. You know, it can't always be right. So yeah, I made what, 1% on those, 2%, whatever. Can you believe how strong the resistance was on that morning range? I mean, it's still there. It's still there. Look at this. I'm in top wick city. It does not like the top of this range. But when it moves, it's going to move. When this thing moves, one way or the other, it's going to move. When you move, we move. Neo is killing it right now. Be careful with Neo. Be careful with Neo. People cling to Neo because they desperately want Tesla 2.0, and it's not going to happen. Holy smokes, look at that candle. Booyakasha. Booyakasha. I'm such a jabroni. I do, on the long term, Trader Ned. Look at that. Watch. What did I say? I said when it breaks out, one candle will touch R3. Watch. On one candle, it's about to touch R3. Watch this. When I move, you move. Look at this. Watch. It's going to do it. One candle. I've got 2 minutes to fulfill. Oh, there it is. Bam. One candle. I told y'all. When this thing was going to break out, frickin' one candle. Look at that jabroni. Look at that jabroni. If we touch 4,300, I will go streaking in the quads. What's up, Spy Guy? Glad you like it. Glad you like it. And an instant rejection of R3 down to the penny. Penny. Or a ruble. But sorry. I heard the ruble was a penny. American penny. Do I need a shake? Actually, the loud humming noise you just heard is Mrs. OM making my shake for me. Trusted my thesis and got out right at R3. Well done, Ego. Yeah, that is yesterday's highs. That's a very, very strong level. If you see this on the YouTube, if you are new to the channel, this is what we do. Crab cakes and football, baby. Num, 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 num. This is what we do. R3 plus, right at, down to the penny. We rejected off of that. We are level traders. That's why it's so important. Wedding crashers. Yep, wedding crashes. Nice. Yeah, when Mrs. OM makes the shakes, it goes green. When I make the shakes, it goes red. Instant and sudden reversal. If that's not redundant, I don't know what is. Off of R3 plus. Oh snap! Thanks. Delicious. Perfect. Thank you. Who does the shaking and who does the baking? I'm not a very good baker, so she's a great baker, a great fryer, and I'm a good cook. If we break R3, does it rocket higher? If we break R3, I would say we're going to have more of a breakout to 4,300. That's a considerable level. Considerable level. Look at that, all the way back down. So if you did ride the calls a little longer than me, I hope you got out or looked at R3 because we just smashed it in the face. SPX and SPY are a little different, just slightly. There are some variations and differences. So look at that big red candle. Holy crap, flushed it and reversed it. Put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. That right there came all the way off of R3. If that's not a strong level, I don't know what is. Look at that. Look at that. Impressive. I keep losing 100 to 200 every day in SPY. Why, Dank? What's up? You in the community? Are you an OM member yet? I will tell you, 2022 altogether has been the most difficult market conditions I've ever traded. The past 3 weeks, in particular, above and beyond. The most difficult 3 weeks in my trading career has been the past 3 weeks. So, ever. So, 3 for 3 with SPY, 5 for 5 on MES. Be back later, trade smart. Nice, that SPY guy. Well done. Well done. Love it. Love it. Yes, I have. Kill House. That's one of the books I recommend. Or are you asking somebody else, not me? Yeah. Absolutely. In fact, January and early February were the two most profitable months I've just about ever had. Ever. Outside of the crazy run-ups in 2020. Just normal day trading. I took the biggest loss, 2 weeks ago? I took the biggest loss I've taken in 18 months. So that was a little slap on the hand, but so be it. I'm still net profitable. 11. Feel good. 11. Nope, we don't talk about crypto. I mean, I guess we do have some high-level crypto conversations. That kind of how it correlates to the market, but no, we don't. We don't talk about the details of crypto. Wow, what a freaking reversal! What a reversal! All right, so be advised, the next level of data, or the time frame I should say, comes at 25 minutes. 11:30. That's when Euro closes. I personally don't do that, Jay. I don't deal in those neck of the woods. What was the name of the recommended book? Uh, Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. If you go to theoptionsmillionaire.com, theoptionsmillionaire.com, I have a list of recommended resources, the books that I've read and that I recommend to you all. Highly recommend you take a look. Also, if you want to pick out some cool investing gear, head there as well. got them listed. Got some mugs, coffee mugs, got some shirts, got a cool hat that I wear just about every day. An Options Millionaire hat. OM, sponsored by Anna Coling. Any books I have on levels or trading SPY? You talking about me, like me personally? No, I haven't written any books. Yeah, so I've developed a system over the past number of years to refine these levels down to I can start to play off of them. And all it is just about 5 or 6 data points correlated into a visual aid, which are the SR levels that you all see. Just made a cool 6.5%. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Well, don't miss for the forest for the trees because look, we are still very much upwards. We are holding the top of the range. We very much still have this nice little upwards action. We just haven't broken out of the range aggressively and stayed out there. We broke out one candle. We did form a new high, and that is important. But we are still holding upwards until we kind of break down here. My thesis is still on upwards mobility. I thought the same thing too. I thought when I first got the hoodies, they were a little bit lighter fabric than I expected, but I actually ended up really enjoying it. They were light, they still kept me warm, and they felt good. Flat day for me, $9. Hey, flat's better than red. What's your EMA strategy for long-term time frames when you talked about adding shares? The 34.50 crossover. 34.50 crossover. There you go. We actually just slashed the prices of our hoodies to move them out for some spring inventory because obviously we're not a warehouse and we do have to store inventory, and so we need to remove out get out the remaining hoodies. So pick one up. All right, who was asking me a question? The EMA strategy, long-term EMA strategy, the 50-34 crossover. So what I do is I go out to the daily chart, which apparently I've been incorrectly calling their yearly chart. The daily chart, and I plot the 50 and the 34 simple moving average, the SMA. When the 34 crosses up through the 50, that's an indication to add shares. When the 34 crosses down through the 50, I'm going to cut those shares, and I will not add those until I see the daily candle or the daily close over the 50, the 34 close over the 50. That's a strategy if you're looking to hold a share anywhere between 4 to 12 months. 4 months to 12 months. If you're looking to hold for decades, I don't really care. I'm buying and holding. Huge red candle. Smoking the highs. Suddenly, I don't really care that I close my call for pretty much break even. Hey, look at that red candle. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So the market has chosen direction. We fill those orders up at yesterday's highs, and now down we go. Now down we go. Booyah. Smooth little R3 to R2 move. I couldn't tell you. Slip clutch, I couldn't tell you. Uh, we had that slow little tight grind up, lower, higher highs, higher lows. We flushed instantly off R3. Instantly. We touched R3 for a split second, and we sold off promptly right back down to R2. The old protein shake. Protein shakeout. What is R2, R3 indicator? That is my custom SR levels, support resistance levels. I have webcam bots in here. Yep, yep. I got them out. Oh, I thought I did. I put them. Hold on a second. Hide user. There you go. So, back down, touched R2, you see, right here. Touched right on R2. Now we're wicking up, flipping green. We'll see if this level can hold, or we're going to come back up. I actually got banned. Two things happened to me that didn't happen before. One, I got impostered. Some guy created an Instagram account, and he went through the time to copy all my posts and made it like identical. So I had to ban him. And then I got blocked by a dude with like 400,000 followers on Twitter. So it's big time now. It's big time. All right, VIX is up curling here, so now I'm looking to go downside. With the VIX the way it is here, with the EMAs rolling over, back inside the range. Why did he block me? Because he posted something about making a great play, and he used like GD and F word and the S word, like all in one post. So I was like, great play. You sound like a petulant teenager, and he blocked me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine. Doing a whole lot of nothing today, sitting on my hands. There you go, sample. Not a bad idea. Do most platforms let you close out a CCS at once, or let you? I think most would let you close out as long as you can fill it. Yeah, you can close it out. Yeah, no, there's the option millionaires too. Yeah, there's one of those, but Really? That's not good. Onions millionaire. All right, flip green right there. Flip green. Yep, I'm not touching this stuff until we see a breakout. This is you're going to get chopped up playing this stuff. I'm not going to touch this stuff until we get a breakdown or breakup. Me personally, no thanks. Euro market is skyrocketing, and they haven't stopped. German market's up 6.9%. UK is up 2.2. Swiss is up 3.7. What needs to happen in the world for VIX to go back to normal? The FOMC headlines need to stop. They need to adjust for inflation. We need to go ahead and roll out the hikes, the rate hikes. Bring out the unexpected news. Bring out the ambiguity in the market, the fear. Russia needs to go away completely. That situation needs to completely dissolve. All those things happen, then we'll start trickling back down into the 20s, upper teens. However, remember, the options volatility has greatly increased the past year and a half, to the point where options are really no longer derivatives. The stocks are derivative of the options chain, the way it's moving. So, crazy. Is CPI lower than expected? Is that good or bad news? If CPI comes in well lower, the market will flash. It'll go up, in my opinion, because inflation is a huge thing right now. It's a huge risk. You're not hearing too much about it because of what's going on with the fuel prices in Russia, but inflation's still here and it's still very high. Do you ever encounter futures trades or order delays on E-Trade or IB? I'm taking no, I don't. Even on E-Trade, it's never that long. You definitely shouldn't be seeing that on IBKR. Definitely not. One of the benefits of IBKR is you get instant fills. Yeah, Scorpion King. That's right. I haven't. I haven't. No. Is there an approximate time of day you would stop looking at zeros? Yeah, about 1:30, 2 o'clock, somewhere around there. Usually by then the moves are just way too volatile to play zeros. You have to be very correct to play zeros at that time. Yeah, the SPX levels are a bit off. I need to go in there and adjust those. I think there's some errors on the SPX levels. Well, it's looking like the only reason I'm hanging on this stream here is because I know 10:30 is coming up, the European Open. So I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the European Open to come to see if we get a little bit of action, and then after that I'm going to hop off here. So not much going on. Close. I always say that. God, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with that. The European close. Yes, my bad. I'm still holding a 440 call through March 31st with current market moves. Not sure if I should cut the losses or hold. I I would think I would say I don't think we're going to see 440. However, we have a couple of data points coming up here. CPI could come in, and we could hit 440. So you can't really plan for that kind of behavior. So, but we'll see. I'm always on the realm of profit taking. If you caught that big move, you should be sitting pretty on those right now. Last night. Oh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. CPI does come out tomorrow. Correct. Correct. European close. The European market closes in 5 minutes. Their market does fluctuate. We're now there 30-30, and we do usually have some sort of move correlated with that. Watch at 10:30. Watch what will happen. We'll have some movement. If you never paid attention to the 10:30 move before, the 11:30 Eastern time move, I'm on Central time. So if you never paid attention to the 11:30 move, watch what happens in 5 minutes. What do you think about the 43.25, 43.75 for today? Too close for me. Too close for me. If anything, I would bring that. That's kind of what he just said there. 50 wide is a little too wide. I would go closer than that, 25. The UK, the FTSE is the top one. Is the top one. There you go. Ooh, somebody's salty today. Another DM. Another DM. Somebody just lost money on that play. They didn't like that at all. Oh, that call earlier. Which I don't know how. If you took that call, I mean, we're still pretty much right at the entry point. How'd you get smoked on that play? Oh man. Well, that's the thing. There's still immature people around. It happens. The crap gets through sometimes. It happens. Am I looking at anything else? No. Right now, I'm not really touching anything else. I'm just kind of letting the market play out. I want to see if we can get a move up or down. Right now, I'm not touching anything. Exactly. Exactly. You're right, sample stuff. You're right. Now, what I bet happened is he chased that big green candle up to R3. He chased it and then immediately got smashed, which I didn't do. So that's not my play. That's probably what he did. That's the only way he could have got roasted because we're pretty much we're just maybe a touch below where I entered the play. So he might have a small loss now, but he ain't getting smoked. So he probably chased that big green candle and then blamed it on me. Now I did, yeah, that's right. I mean, I apologize. I actually have the ability to like push my hand through the monitor and take control of your mouse and make the plays for you. I apologize. Can you turn on indicator view so I can see them, please? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there you go. I'm telling you, I need to make a book about the DMs I get. Y'all love it. I'll make them anonymous, of course. That's no big deal. Trust me. I get bad DMs all the time. It happens. It don't bother me one bit. Don't bother me one bit. Do I use moving averages? Yes, I do. The 8 and 21. The 8 and 21. Do you think it will try to close the morning opening gap? Yes, but not necessarily today. I do think eventually we'll fill that gap. Not necessarily today. We could. The European market closed there at 10. Let's see if we get some movement. Right now, I don't see any trend. It's dead flat. Dead flat. All I'm saying is that if you took the same play as me, there were plenty of times to take profits. Plenty of times. So you would still be. Hey, in fact, let's go into that call right now. Let's go into that call right now. What's on them? So right now they're trading. All right, so they're 14.75. So decay hit them a little bit. But if you're still holding that position, 15.20, not 15.50, plenty of time. Will the night trading channel start soon? That's a good idea. Yeah, some futures trading. I know I've got the futures roll up and ready. The futures roll. All right, there's some green again coming up to the top. Any chance when you're going to be doing the conference? Oh man, we are hovering right around that certain number we need for the conference. We keep hitting it and coming down, hitting it, coming down, hitting it, coming down. So I don't know. We'll probably see. I'll probably go ahead and schedule it regardless of that number. Maybe thinking late summer, early fall, mid fall, somewhere around there. Um, Most likely going to be somewhere, like I said, probably right now. Vegas is in the top. Is in the top slot. Is in the top of the list here. So there's some green. There's some green. All right. So coming back up to R3, it looks like getting a little bit of bounce. That's right, Trader Ned. That's right. He could have. Are you going to start streaming earlier for the CPI data play? Potentially. That's a good idea. I may actually do that. Obviously, it'll be futures trading for that, but yeah, I might actually do that. 7:30, 8:30 Eastern time. All right, here's that European release right here. Giggity. Coming back up to R3. I bet Q will show up to the conference and then immediately leave. He'll poke his head in and leave. All right, breaking R3 here. Watch for highs. Watch for highs. What's UK doing? So UK's, whoa, holy crap, look at the UK. Look at that. UK just went beast mode. Absolute beast mode. Do you think there's more room over yesterday? If we break above here, we're going to 4,300. We going 4,300. But we can't break above R3. Look at that. Another rejection of R3. Dang it. I hate being a scam. I hate when I'm wrong all the time. Does the European close typically mean a break in a particular direction? Yeah. It's not. You can't really say one way or the other. It all depends on the particular price action, but it does move one way or the other. We do get some movement one way or the other. So that's right, nickels and dimes. That's right. Nice, Alex. Well done. Another rejection of R3. Another webcamsjob.com. All right. Let me get this guy out. Or woman. Bam. Smooth rejection right off R2. Ooh. I'll call you back later. Instant rejection of R3. Y'all convinced that's a strong level yet? All right, hold on a second. I know what I'm going to do. I can't do that right there. SPY. I know what I'm going to do. 42.72. I'm going to set an ES short limit for 42.72 and just kick back and relax. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did, sample. That's funny. I'm not interested in hot girls right now. I need to manage this position. What do I think of this chop? I'm not playing it. I mean, I guess you can derive what you want out of that. I'm not playing it. I took one play, made like 2% on it, not much. So, hey, first time viewer, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So not much going on here. We took one trade earlier for all the people that are just jumping on here. Closed it for a very, very moderate gain. And now we're just waiting for another setup. Right now the price is bouncing off of my R3 pivot here, which is one of my SR levels. Smashed it twice, immediate rejection both times. Now we'll see where we're going to go. Oh, nice, Techie. Well done. Triple top coming. If we do triple top off this level, I would say there's a potential for us to retrace to the bottom of the AM range, which is way down here, S1. There's a potential for that. But the triple top will be very, very... There are two sides to the triple top. You have to realize what is the science behind a support or resistance level. It's just not a random line drawn on the chart. There is volume at that level. There's a supply or demand zone depending on if it's a support or resistance. Every time you touch a level, that gets weaker and weaker. It's like tapping on glass. The more you tap on it, the more cracks are going to form, and then eventually it's going to break. On the contrary, it could reject and come on back down. So it's a very tough level. If the tests do not eat up the orders that are there, it's going to reject and go the other way. If there's enough volume, like for in this example, if there's enough buying volume to take out the sell orders there, then we will eventually overcome that level and we'll blast on uppers till R5. So, and that's our job to figure out what it's going to do. All right, here's a third test of R3. Not quite there yet. There it is, third test. See what happens. All right, there's a fourth candle forming. We're now just hovering right on there. Another red candle right off of it. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? NQs right up here, and another rejection forming. What did you just post in, Robin? I didn't even know that thing was there. Under 10K accounts. Huh. Learn something every day. Didn't even know that thread was there. What did the volume dying off here tell you? So that's a great question. We've got now this is the fourth candle that's hovering on there. I'll call this a triple. I won't call this a quadruple because this candle is kind of in one move. I like to look at per move. So this is one move. We come up and touched R3. We're negotiating this level now. The volume is dropping off here. So at this point, unless the volume really comes in here, it's looking like a rejection. I'm not saying go buy puts. I don't want to get another DM here in another hour. Yeah, OM told me to buy puts. I'm just waiting for a rejection or break up here. But with the volume dropping off here, it's telling me that the buyers are stepping out and they can't overcome the sell orders here, the supply zone that's right here. Supply and demand, basic supply and demand. This level right here is rejecting right off, and we're looking like we're retracing just a touch here. We're negotiating. What calls? 4280s, 428s if you're SPY. Or you can long futures if that's your thing. Currently trading for $15.50 each. With zeros approaching, it might start looking like a good time to play some call credit spreads way high. If you can get good premium, it'd be a good time. Maybe 43.30, 43.40 if you can get a good premium up there. I haven't looked at the premiums for those yet. If you want to look at some call credit spreads. Still holding R3. You know what the funny thing is? The person that sent that email, I've never seen his name before. Like he's never talked in the rooms before. He was a lurker. All right, breaking above R3 here. Now down, now below, still rejecting. Now up, now above it. Where are we going to go? I don't see UK coming down. They're holding that level. Ooh, look at that reversal. Reversal Roni. So volatility is building. We are coiling right here. These candles are a little crazy. I mean, that right there is 427.08, 426.70, 40, 30, 40 cents, but back and forth like it's nothing. Just holding R3 like crazy. Like crazy. I just saw a tweet that says everything's getting more expensive. We need to send out more checks to help fight inflation. Love it. I didn't do that. I told myself I was going to set a order to short ES at 42.72. I didn't do it, but I'll see. Let's see if it would have paid off. Yep, the SPX. In fact, I'm going to delete them out of there. Until I got to fix that. The SPX levels are inaccurate today for some reason. There's a math error somewhere. If this keeps up, it's going to do another one of these Shrek greens and rip right on up to 4,300. But it's got to get above this level. It's got to get above. Look at that, 5 times. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, and then this one's 7 candles. It's hovering right on this R3. Scalping does add up, Techie. It does. Another green candle form, immediately wick down. Where's this going to go? All right, well, I'm about ready to call this a morning. This is choppy price action. Not really looking to throw a lot more trades here with these crazy wick ups, wick down, reversals, head fakes. It's a good way to get chopped up. So I'm going to wait for some sort of movement. If I need to take the day off, so be it. Made some great money yesterday. Watch R3, watch the VIX. These are 2 different areas here where it could show us tip the market's hand on which way it's going to go. So thanks for hanging out with us. If you are new to the YouTube channel, hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe so you get notifications for some future content as well as live streams. Come over and join the Discord. Hang out with us. A great team. We have fun together. We work together. And we like to figure out where this thing is going to go. So come hang out with us. Links are down in the description of the video. For the Discord, I will see you all later this afternoon if we get some volatility. If not, I will see the YouTubers back on Friday morning. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Take it easy. Stay smart, stay small, and make some money. I'm out.